Hey, good afternoon, family. How are you guys doing? Thank you so much for joining me for another video. It's me, Carolyn Denise, also known as Nisi. Wanted to get on here and I think do reading number 12 for the Book of Wisdom. And then I'm going to lead into a couple of things before I get started. I want to talk about the mineral salts as relation to the human body. I want to get back into the holy science, is what it's actually called, the science of sacred secretion, or the holy science. Before I do, I wanted to drop a little tea with you guys. Um, right now, I'm taking just a couple of days off before I start my new gig, as I mentioned in a previous video. And so, what I'm doing now is I am doing more of juicing and fruits right now. I know that my body is not in a good place as it should be. And so it's up to me to make some positive changes. And that's what I'm doing this week. After I do this video, I'm going to go outside and do some grounding. I'm going to do some yoga and some stretches, right? And then take my little Chihuahua puppies for a quick walk and come back and kind of unwind a little bit, get back into some reading. Also, tonight, family night, gonna do a movie. I posted earlier on my Facebook, and I think I reshared it here on YouTube of my brother from another mother, Jay Woodward. I always talk with him and ping him all the time, and we talk about different things. But I wanted to reshare his content, so please subscribe to his channel. He did a review over the movie The Watchers, so that's what I'm going to watch tonight, since tomorrow is supposedly in the Matrix, or the worldly part, watching movies and things like that. And I do that for research purposes, because I know that they put those things out there for us to buy into it, and to us to see what actually is going on and what they've tried to hide in plain sight, right? So check out the video that I uploaded, or not uploaded, but I reshared, and see what you think about that. I know Chief had done a video about a week or 2 weeks ago where he talked about he was going to break down Twilight series. So I'm looking forward to him doing that. Shout out to Chief Red Wolf as my big brother. We are eternally bonded. I always appreciate all of his tea dropping and his knowledge sharing, and then just doing as what I call a big brother would do, is to prod you, to push you to do better, because he's always talking about balance. And I'm seeing it in the reading. It's like synchronicity to me, because he's right. We do need to have a balance. And I know for me, I've gained a lot of weight in the last year and a half taking this job, the stay-at-home job, and I see that I need to have balance within my own personal life. So I'm attempting to make that change. And so you will be able to see that over camera in the next couple of months. What I have been doing, and I'm recalling when I look up, is I did the what do you call it? The book is over there. It's the blood type diet. I tried that for like 2 weeks. Oh my God, it killed me. And I had to redo a lot of stuff, and I spent a lot of money on stuff, and I'm just like, oh my God, this is some bullshit. I'm not even gonna lie. So, some of the things that I like to eat is restricted, where I can't eat it. And I'm like, crap, I like to eat certain greens and coconut water. With my blood type, I'm not supposed to have any coconuts. And I put that on my skin, and I'm like this. The body is an intelligent archetype, and it adapts and it adjusts, right? So, I can tell if I'm not supposed to eat something, because I have TMI, you guys. I'm just going to be real. I will get an irritable stomach, and I'll have to go to the bathroom. So it's like, I can tell when the meat is not any good, right? My husband and I are talking about doing a cow purchase, right? We live not too far from a ranch, a couple of ranches out here where I'm at, out in the county, further out in the country. And we live close to a couple of ranches. And so I've been getting information online, and I'm actually going to call them today to set up a time where I can go out and look at their ranch, the cattle ranch, purchasing a cow, their grass-fed beef here in Texas, Black Angus. And so some of those cows are like upwards of $5,000. But the amount of meat that we can get, for our deep freezers, and, may get a couple of our sons to buy in with those meat packages. Because I'm here to tell you, the shit that we're buying in the store, like I'm so scared to go in the store now and buy anything out of there when it comes to meat, because you just don't know. I mean, everything is being contaminated. And even, when I go in the store, and I always tell my husband, if he goes and picks up something, make sure you get organic stuff. Look at the UPC codes. I posted something on Facebook a while back about knowing the different codes and what they stand for. If it's 3D printed, if it's GMO, or if it's organic. What I did was I found a ionizer, and I wanted to show you this. It's dropping a little tea real quick. This ionizer, and then so you drop this in, okay, you charge it. It's got a charging port in the back, and you charge this bad boy, okay? And when I, purchase fruits, I will put this in the water, turn it on, and submerge it with the fruit. And it takes about 15 to 20 minutes for it to cleanse the fruit. And before I do that, I will actually pour baking soda in the water, baking soda, and then sometimes I do a cap full of vinegar, depending on the water to baking soda ratio. And I scrub the fruit, though. I have a fruit brush that I scrub. I scrub it. And so I use this in the water. Now, we'll tell you, we don't have a whole house filtration system yet. That is one of the things coming up in the next year or so, because I know we want to get an alternate power source. Propane is out here in the area, and there are a couple of people that have wells. And so I'm on the city out here, small country town, but I want to make sure that I have an alternate power source. So I'm going to do this. We're going to do this solar battery with the propane as the backup. And so once we do that, then we'll do the whole house filtration system. That's going to be quite expensive, but I know that we need it, right? We're going to have it. There's no choice. So right now I use the Zero Gravity Alexa Pure. I have the tall one, and so does my son Alex. He also has the same thing. So when I cook, I do use that distilled water, but when I wash my fruits and stuff, it's the same thing. I'm still using tap water, right? But I'm trying. I'm making sure that I'm taking the steps that I need to. So I just wanted to share this information with you guys, right? Wanted to share this with you. I know Chief also mentioned that we also need to buy a Faraday bag. I actually have a Faraday cage in the garage, a big one. And I actually have a couple of 52, the big 55-gallon drums that we have. We need to build a port for them where I can backfill them, because we have that in reserves for water, right? And then also I want to do a rainwater system, that we can catch the water for the garden that we're getting ready to dig out. My son Alex is going to come out here and help me with that. My son Alex and Devin. I got 5 boys, and everybody's doing their own thing, and got grandkids, and we have a big family. And so, we're going to attempt to fence this area off. I'd actually talked to my husband a while back about buying some property, and we actually did look, but for the ratio of him and I still working until we hopefully can, whatever's going to happen is going to happen, but we're still in the system. We're still operating that. I'm not gonna lie on camera and say that we're not. We both still work, and we're not. He is closer to the age of retiring. I know Chief doesn't work anymore. Chief Red Wolf is retired, so to speak. So I'm still going in office because I'm a lot younger than my husband. And I told him, hey, I'll take care of you. You just take your butt outside, get on the zero turn, cut the grass, make sure the chickens are good. And, but I think about getting some property, and, who knows what may happen in the next couple of months. I'm looking for land patents right now, and I'm going to book another session with Camilo and get through some things also with, I think his name is, what is her handle on TikTok? Is it Original Melanated Indian? I think is what her name is. I need to hit her up because I'm going to take one of her classes on some patents, because she does these classes, and I want to be able, because I'm doing a search right now and I'm not finding what I'm looking for. So I need some coaxing or coaching on that. So I may take a class with her. So anyway, enough about me spewing a little bit in the beginning of the intro. I wanted to jump really quick because, again, the holy sciences is what we're focusing on. So this is by Sri Yukteswar, and I know Chief has this book. My son Alex turned me on to this, and he read this along with the 12 apostles and There's another book that I see in my head regarding Christ's teachings, and I can't think of it right now. It's going to come to me in a second. But this is a great book, and it's a short read, and I highly recommend this, okay? Also, with the Book of Wisdom I've been reading, this is number 12 video series. I'm going to get back into the science of sacred secretion, the occult anatomy of a man, the God-man made flesh, and the sacred secretion, your complete guide to the Kundalini energy, Christal alchemy, and the monthly seed. Okay, so this all ties in together, you guys. I also, one other thing before I start reading, I went back and rewatched Chief Red Wolf's older videos. I'm still doing that. Also, I started looking at Navi Poet. Excellent. So if you haven't subscribed to her channel, she's another one that's doing a phenomenal job. Navi Poet, Kimura, Drop 432, Delusion of Humanity. I believe he got blocked right now. He got banned, but I'm sure they're going to let him come back on his channel. He's just spitting too much knowledge. That's what it is. And these gatekeepers don't like that. I even had a couple of my videos taken down from like 2019 and 2018. I'm like, little old me. I think maybe 5 views on those videos, and they took them down. But I was speaking about the stuff that I take every morning. I just had a brain for it. Can't think of it. I see the bottle. And I got it from my mentor, Gerald Clark. Billy Carson sells it too. The gold. The gold and the copper. I take that and put it in my coffee, right? And so I was talking about that because this is right around the time of the crown virus. You know what I'm talking about, when they were doing the happy sauce injections. So I was telling people, hey, take this. And I mean, to be honest with you, I haven't had that. I didn't get it. I didn't get the sickness. A couple of my sons got the sickness, and I didn't get the sickness, and I didn't take the happy sauce injection, right? You guys know that because when I was a child, when I had taken an injection, I stopped breathing. And that's truth. I was in a hospital for 10 days. They had to bring me back. They shocked me. And I remember floating above the hospital bed, looking down at the nurse. She was crying and the doctor was working on me. There's 3 people in the room. I remember everything. I stopped breathing. They literally brought me back. And I remember going through that tunnel and seeing the light. And I heard the voice. Do you want to stay or do you want to go back? My dumb ass said, no, I want to go back. I want to see my mommy. Next thing I know, I'm back in my body with these tubes hanging out my nose and down my throat. And I'm gagging, trying to pull the tube out. They had to put these things on me to keep me from moving and taking my hands and pulling the equipment out. Because I was pulling everything out the bed. I was a kid. What did I know? So long story short, they took those videos down when I was talking about, helpful tips and things that can help people, right? They're getting crazy with this banning stuff, out of control, you guys, out of control. All right, so I'm going to read from this book, and then we're going to get right into the Book of Wisdom. It talks about the 12 cell salts of the zodiac sign. I am the first sign, which is Aries, god of war, lamb of God, ram of God. It says, astrologers have for many years waited for the coming discovery of a planet to rule the head or brain of man, symbolized in the grand man of the heavens by the celestial sign of the zodiac, written it from March 21st through to April the 19th. This sign is known as Aries, the ram of the lamb. The ram or the lamb. My son, his birth date, fictitious, that we came into these avatar bodies, right? So they say. His is the 28th of March. He was supposed to be born on my son. And my son was supposed to be born on my birthday because I was born on my father's birthday, right? So I was born on the 16th, but all my documents say 20. So it's funny because I have people that are close to me. They always make fun of my birthday. It's 4/20/69, and I'll just let you go there for one. I'll just let you think back on that. I'm like, what is going on with my birthday? Well, my fake birthday. Let me put it that way. So funny that I just wanted to share that with you guys because it's like now in my 50s. It's like only I would have had this happen to me in this incarnation where my birthday is jacked up. So anyway, it says, angles of planets cause effects or influences the priesthood of the Middle Ages wishing to control the ignorant masses, personified the influence of planetary aspects, positions, or angles, and transposed the letters, so spelled angle or angel, right? And it says, upon this one, slippery cog, the stupendous frauds of the Ecclesiastes were built. With the false teachings of the church ingrained within the fiber of the brain of man, it is strange that for years before the advent of a new planet with its added angle or influence, that the brain cells of the Earth's inhabitants should be disturbed. As the effects of the coming storms describe the fluids and mechanisms of the weather forecaster's laboratory. The coming of Christ and the end of the world has been preached from every street corner for several years, thousands of years, yea, millions, but are pledging themselves to try to live as Christ lived or according to their concept of his life. No great movement of people ever occurs without a scientific cause. The ophthalmos, meaning light of chamber, is the inner or the third eye situated in the center of the head. It connects the pineal gland and the pituitary body. The optic nerve starts from the eye single. If thine eye be single, thy body will be full of light. The optic thalamus is the Aries planet when fully developed through physical regeneration. And it says it lifts the initiate up from the kingdom of earth, which is, we know it's the lower three chakras, which are the root, the sacral, and the solar plexus, right? Those are the lower three chakras when we're earthborn, right? It says it lifts the initiate up from the kingdom of earth, animal desire, below the solar plexus to the pineal gland that connects the cerebellum, the temple of the spirit ego, with the optic thalamus, the third eye. By this regenerative process, millions of dormant cells of the brain are resurrected and are restructured and set in operation, and then man no longer sees through the glass darkly, right? But with the eye of the spiritual understanding. I venture to predict that the planet corresponding to the optic thalamus will soon be located in the heavens. The new order cometh. In ancient lore, Aries was known as the Lamb of God, or God, which represents the head or the brain. Okay. The brain controls and directs the body and mind of man. The brain itself, however, is a receiver, right? Chief always talks about those catalogs that we have that we recall, is a receiver operated upon by celestial influences or angles or angels, and must operate according to directing force of intelligence of its source of power. Man has been deficient in understanding because his brain receiver did not vibrate certain subtle influences. Like I said, when you, our brain has millions of magnetite crystals. Billy Carson always talks about this. I do still subscribe to some of his videos and listen to his teachings, but I know that for me, I don't align with all of the things that he says. He was the gateway. He was the doorway that I went through, right? Him and Gerald Clark to get me into this state that I am now, right? My point is that we have millions of magnetite crystals that vibrate as receivers in our brain. And until we get to the certain point where we understand the mechanics of this avatar body and what we need to do to ascend. So, all of these books that I'm reading, everybody has their own way of understanding and interpreting things. I'm just sharing the information with you based on what I've read, right? And you can purchase the books just like me and read the same thing. My point is that there has to be a balance within us, right? And so what I read yesterday in the Book of Wisdom correlates with this, and that's why I'm sharing it with you. So this last part, it says, from the teachings of the chemistry of life, we find that the basis of the brain or nerve fluid is a certain mineral salt known as potassium phosphate or callus-phos. A deficiency in the brain constituent means a sin or a falling short or judgment of proper compensation. And our bodies are made up of what? Minerals, right? And we get that. And what we've been taught by this educational system is we're supposed to eat meat and we're supposed to have so many things. Chief talked about the food pyramid, nutrition. We're not taught these things. We're away from our natural way, our natural progression, what our ancestors knew thousands of years ago. And my family and me doing my genealogy, understanding that we were farmers, warriors in my family and farmers, right? And that's what they did at the turn of the century. I'm seeing it on paperwork. I'm seeing it. I am not as fortunate as Chief, where he knows his family history. I was only taught by my grandparents' siblings, right? And they only taught me so much as a child, right? So I'm learning these things about what our culture is and what we used to do and what my family was responsible for back at the turn of the century, back in the early 1900s, the late 1800s, right? I'm finding these things out. So, when I look at this, I'm looking at it in terms of what we were taught in these educational systems and what I've been reading in these books and what I've been finding out with other like-minded people. Everything that we've been taught is by design to harm us. It has been a lie, right? And so you have to walk back and unprogram your mind, and starting with the basics. And this is what I'm reading, is the basics, is what we should all know. So again, a deficiency in the brain constituent means a sin or falling short of judgment or proper compensation. With the advent of the Aries Lord, God, or planet, self thoughts are rapidly coming to the fore as the basis of all healing. The Kali phosphate is the greatest healing agent known to man because it is the chemical base of material expression and understanding. The cell salts of the human organism are now being prepared for use, while poisonous drugs are being discarded everywhere. The Kali phosphate is this special birth salt for those born my birthday between April the 21st or March 21st through April the 19th. These people are brain workers. They're earnest, executive, and determined. Thus, they rapidly use up brain vitalizers. The Aries gems are amethyst and diamond. The astral colors are white and rose pink. In the biblical alchemy, Aries represents Gad, the seventh son of Jacob, and means armed and prepared. Thus it is said, when in trouble or danger, keep your head. In the symbolism of the New Testament, Aries corresponds with the disciple Thomas. Aries people are natural doubters until they figure a thing out for themselves. Hot damn it, I just said it on camera. Didn't I tell y'all yesterday I question every damn thing? I'm going to tell y'all something. I still got report cards. I think I showed one of my sons, I think it was Jordy Chris Matt. I think I showed him a while back. Yeah, it's been maybe a couple of years. Him and Devin. I showed him my report card when I was like in third grade. Y'all know what it said? I'm going to tell y'all before we get into this. It says she talked too much and she wants to run the class. Oh my God. Can you not see why I'm doing this now on camera, y'all? I'm telling you, out of the mouth of babes. How can I tell you how many times? Slaughter, go to the principal's office now. When they do the announcements. Every freaking week I was in there. Detention. I just flat out told the lady, hey, you're not teaching the truth. And it's like, I would constantly get my ass towed up in half. I would get spankings when I got home and popped in the mouth because it was like, you can't teach the class. Well, I'm like, the teacher know what the hell she's saying. And I'm saying this shit in second and third grade. I'm just saying. I'm just keeping it real with y'all. I mean, I guess shit ain't changed, right, y'all? All right, let's get into it. The Book of Wisdom. I'm just keeping it real. I cannot lie to you guys on camera. I just can't do it. I mean, I'm being myself. This is who I am. This is me, right? 100% me. All right, let's get into the 7 celestial energies. Okay, it says the planets are not. Sorry, I'm getting a call. It says the planets are not 7 physical locations outside our realm and Earth. They are 7 cosmic bodies that influence consciousness. The constellation planets and celestial bodies collectively contribute as dynamic vibrational components that shape our perception of reality. Each planet emits a distinct frequency, weaving a tapestry of energies that defines its uniqueness. Okay, the 7 Elohim are the 7 planets. The 7 Elohim are the 7 planetary bodies. The ancient Israelites named them the Elohim. These beings are the real forces behind God. In Genesis, Elohim is plural word that represents the combined power of the 7 distinct entities. Saturn is Caphael. Venus is Anael. Okay. Mercury is Sachael. Sun is Ma'akel. Moon is Gabriel. Mars is Camiel, and Jupiter is Raphael. Okay. Then Elohim said, let us make humans in our image, in our likeness. Let them rule the fish in the sea, the birds in the sky, the domestic animals all over the earth, and all the animals that crawl on the earth. So Elohim created humans in his image. In the image of Elohim, he created them. He created them male and female. We are microcosm of the macrocosm. We are God made flesh, also known as the Bible as the Word made flesh. We are made in the image of the constellation planets and the celestial bodies. Hence, the why I said we are rock stars, monstars, fraud stars. We are stars. We are pure energy and light. It is a proven fact that when you pass, your body weighs, I think, is it 7 or 10 ounces lighter? It's so many kilograms lighter. When the energy or the spirit, as we want to say, leaves this avatar body, it weighs less. And that makes sense. It makes so much sense. All right, let's get into it. Let's talk about the celestial rulership. As above, so below. The celestial gods, also known as the 7 planets or Elohim, manifest their 7 unique energies into the natural world. Each planet has a distinct energy that manifests its virtues, and the animal, plants, trees, and all natural things that are of the face of the earth, the animal, tree, or plants, etc., will carry out the virtue of that energy given to it by the celestial ruler. And it talks about Saturn is the element water. The metal is lead. Stones, gold, marcasite, onyx, zazi, cameras, sapphire, smoky jasper, chalcedony, lodestrum, and all other stones that are earthly, dark, and heavy. Trees and plants, it talks about the different types of asodal and strodal, does not bring fruit as blackberries or produces black fruit such as black fig or pine. Cypress, that does and because it's the Fenary tree that does not grow berries. Anything that is grim, bitter tasting, has a violent odor, is colored as unpleasant shade with bitter raisins and parsleys. And it talks about the animals that are nocturnal, they're dull, they're melancholy, slow moving, eating filth, moles, asses, wolves, hares, mules, cats, camels, pigs, apes, dragons, basks, toads, and all those serpents and crawling things, scorpions, ants, and creatures that are born from the decaying earth and water are in ruined buildings such as mice and many worms. And it talks about the birds, which are peacocks, owls, bats, hooplas, ravens, quails, cranes, and ostriches. And I love peacocks. I want some pet peacocks. Fish, eels, dogfish, oysters, sea sponges, and mollusks. And it goes through the different planets and the types of animals and trees and fruits that go with that corresponding. So as the moon is Mercury, the sun, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, okay? And it goes through the signs, okay? And my phone's about to die. I was going to try to get through this. All right, so let's get into it. Now, the next one is the moon. The element is earth. Metal is silver. Stones, silver, marcasite, all white and green, selenite, pearls, beryl. Trees and plants are the Solomotrophin, which turns towards the moon. Palm trees, which send out single branch with the earth, moonrise. The hopsop, rosemary, crepe, the chate tree, olive, which increase and decrease the number of leaves with the moon. Animals are dogs, chameleons, pigs, Durham, female, goat, leopards. They all observe and initiate the moon. Cat eyes become smaller and larger with the moon. The hyenas, beavers, otters, mice. Birds are geese, ducks, all other aquatic hunters of fish and bees. Fish, I can't pronounce this. It looks like Aeolus or Aelurus, Aelurus, whose eyes turn according to the moon's changes electric rays. The ecuments, the crabs, the oysters, shellfish, and frogs fall under the moon category. Mercury, element is water. Quicksilver, and the metal is quicksilver and mercury. Stones are agate and the topaz. Trees are plants, which are haze, centerfoil, dogs, mercury, fumarine, burnet, sassafras, and marum. Animals are apes, foxes, weasels, stags, mules, the hermaphroditic animals, and those who can change sex, such as the hares and the hyenas, the like, fall under Mercury. They talk about the birds, the goldfinch, the blackbird, the thrush, the lark, the nightingale, the parrot, That's one other pet that I wanted. Fish are the octopus, the stingray, gray mullet. And then we go into the sun. The element is fire, and then the color is gold. Talks about the stones, the trees, the animals. Okay, let me just read off a couple of these because my phone is dying and I'm at time. Animals would be the victory, courageous, and ambitious, such as the lion, the crocodile, the lynx, the ram, the male goat, bull, and the baboon falls under the sun sign, right? Birds are the phoenix, eagles, vultures, hawks. Fish are the sea calves, the mollusks, and jellyfish, okay? And it talks about the trees, which are the heliotropes that turn their way to the sun while it moves, the pony, the ginger, the swallowwort, citrus trees, the verbena are all plants or trees that are ruled by the sun. They all have great virtues that help chase away evil spirits and leaves. And then it goes into Jupiter. Element is air. Metal is tin. Stones are the beryl, sapphire, tulip, emerald, and jasper. Trees, it says, are Jova beard, basil, piney, or ox tongue, and mace. Spikenard, mint, malist, Evercamp, violet, lily, herbane, oak, home oak, beech tree, hazel tree, popular service tree, white fig, pear tree, apple tree, vine, plum, dogwood, wheat, raisin, licorice, and sugar. Animals are stags, bulls, elephants, sheep, all animals with good discipline. Birds are partridges, pheasants, and swallows and pelicans. Fish are dolphins and sheet fish. Mars is the ruling planet. Fire, element. Metal is iron, okay? Trees, it gives the animals, warlike animals, horses, mules. Male goats, wolverines, panthers, wild asses, serpents, and dragons also fall into Mars. And then Venus, I'm skipping down really quick. I didn't discuss the fish or the trees. Venus, the sign, the element is air and salt and water. Air and water, and then the metal is silver. Talks about the animals: rabbits, young sheep, other animals that breed quickly. Rabbits, swans, weagles, swallows, pelicans, Egyptian geese, pigeons. Fish are the grue, the secretary, and the merle. I've never heard of those fish at all. All right, so I'm at time because I was chatting in the very beginning. I am going to cut this video and come back, and we're going to continue on after I charge my phone. So you're going to get 2 videos today from me, you guys. Anyway, stay tuned. I'm coming back with part 12, or chapter 12, part 2 of chapter 12. And we're going to get into the moon and man in God made flesh. And then we're going to tie in that with the sacred secretion. So I'll talk to you guys in a few minutes.